Hey folks, it's Moulin Labe Saturday, as it always should be. Philip Naiman, Firing Line Radio Show. Check us out at firinglineradio.com. Get the podcasts on our Facebook page. Go to the little visit group button. Join the group. If you haven't figured it out yet, Facebook is not a Second Amendment friendly institution. So they modify whatever we put up, meaning they don't send it out to everybody who's liked the page. Unless you have liked our group, you're not going to see everything we post. And that's important. Also inside the group, there's some great commentators in there, guys who are bringing stuff in. And so it's a good place to be. And it is free. So join the group. Be involved in that. We got our numbers up. We have some giveaways we're doing. We've got an SKB case I'm still holding on to, man. AR-15 SKB case. It's gorgeous. So we got over 1,000 members on the group. I'll raffle that off in some fashion that won't get me in trouble. And here's the way it works. If you're in the contest and you lose, just don't complain about it or you'll never win anything. That's the way it works.
Right.
Whoever wins.
You mean not everybody wins?
Not everybody wins.
Not everybody's a winner.
And that's what you get. It's all free, so not everybody wins. So, hey, move on. We're talking, moving on about different things. One of the things we want to talk about today, though, is training and the need for it. You just heard us talking about precision long-range training, but it's extremely important for a newer person in firearms, or check this out, guys, like myself, somebody who'd shot for 30 years but never had proper instruction. So, let me tell you about, again, my first course I ever went and shot with these guys. Number one, he chops up my holster. Number two, he says, "What the heck are you doing?" as I'm holding the firearm. I'm 55 years old, so when you learn to fire your firearm, you were pretty much Weaver stance, right? And no, that's all different. You hold your firearm like this, you grip the gun like this. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? Thumbs forward, what? You're right? So all these new things that happened, and much better control on the firearm was the result. So there's a lot of things that go on there. You think that you've been shooting for years, but you know what? It's a really good idea to find a competent person who can help take you to that next level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we are finding that people really want to fine-tune their skills nowadays too, and shooting is a perishable skill. If you don't get out there and do it all the time, you are not as good as you think you are. And muscle memory is a big thing.
You're not even as good as you used to be.
As you used to be, definitely. Muscle memory is a big thing, so repetition and doing it a lot is what builds that. And we want you to be confident with the firearm you pick, and we want you to be able to use it accurately, and we want you to be able to feel confident when you have to go to that firearm if you are defending yourself in your home or on the street or wherever it is that you do that.
So you're saying like you're upstairs sleeping with your wife, and all of a sudden you hear this glass break. You're saying like, all right. No.
Let me try my training. Let me see if it works.
It's something you never want to have to do.
It's horrific. It will change your life forever. Even
without
defending your life and being 100% correct in a shooting, it will still change your life forever. We're just teasing about that.
But you know what? It is true.
I'd rather say all right than oh crap.
In today's society, you've seen it, how things are getting worse every day. So you do have to have that training. Break-ins happen all the time. Carjacking happens all the time, and so on and so forth. So it's not like we're slowing down.
No, and the worst thing about the break-ins, the home invasions,
right?
They're coming in groups.
Yes,
right.
Yes,
it's not the one tweaker; it's four.
Yes.
And now California has a magazine restrictions, right? Mm-hmm. But your revolver always had some kind of restriction, but now you're down to 10, and there's 4 guys.
Right. And I'm pretty sure they're not worried about the law and how many rounds they can carry in their magazine.
No, because they're felons, and they should be they should be at the bottom of a wood chipping pile anyway.
There you go.
But so no, they don't play by the rules. If you're a homeowner, if you have 15 rounds in your Glock 19 and you get into a firefight with these guys, your life is going to be materially changed. They're going to come after you for a stupid magazine infraction.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Even though it saved your life.
Right. They're going to say that you have a 15-round magazine because you want more firepower, because you want to make sure you...
Because you put breadcrumbs of golden nuggets to lure them into your house. Yeah,
right.
Exactly. And it's just, that's the litigious society. And frankly, at this point in my life, I've had enough of lawyers. I don't want to see another one. But this is a litigious society, and you have to make sure that you're covered. You have to have your training, and this goes back to it. Okay, they're gonna say you have a self-defense incident. They're gonna try and interview you immediately, and Stan Campbell from CCW Safe. You need to have a program like that to protect yourselves.
Right.
And they tell you right off the bat, don't say anything. We know we're good people. We want to help the police officers. That police officer is not your friend.
Nope.
And so just tell them, look, I would love to tell you more. I can't because my lawyer would kill me. Just give me a day. I'll come into the office later. And that's it. I can't say any more because you will accidentally say things that they will hang you on.
Right.
Nobody else lived through that situation you just did. And they're going to take you with 10 tons of adrenaline pumping through your system, never had to fire your firearm in defensive use before, and they're going to try and hang you on every word that might fall out of your face.
Right.
Exactly, and that's why you need the training too. All that adrenaline flowing. You just woke up, possibly.
Yeah.
How groggy are you? Have you ever tried that? Have you ever trained to, have the alarm go off and then try to even find your firearm? Where is it? How have you stored it? Do you have to load it?
I
Is it
did.
unloaded?
My alarm went off. I grabbed my gun and shot my alarm.
Maybe a little.
That
extreme.
actually happened to me 1:30 in the morning. I have my alarm in the house says what door and what opens up, and it says garage door open. And it was like 1:30 in the morning, and I heard that. And luckily, I have 2 dogs, so my dog started barking, and my dogs have already heard enough time that they know where to go. So my shepherd went straight to the door right of the garage, and I literally, because I grabbed my firearm, my flashlight, but I was going like, oh my God, is there somebody in my house? My wife is there.
Right.
My kids were home also in their bedroom. My son already knows about it. He also got up, and I go, oh, it's in the garage, whatever. I opened the garage, and they had left the side door open in the wind.
Right.
Opened it up, but at that time,
That's the best alarm to have.
yes, and my garage light was off, so I was going into a very dark room. I told my dog, sorry, dog, but you're going first. I opened the door, and she ran in there, and she just stood there like, all right, turn on the light, nothing. Then I saw the door. And it took me a while to go back to sleep. I was like, it's like, oh my God, what about this would have been real? What would have happened? Now I leave my light on the
Sleep with your light on?
in the garage door open all the time, and I have a light that goes on. So I'm okay with that. But still, you're right. If you ever do that, it's a scary situation. Mentally, you freeze for a second. What do I do? Everything's going through your head, and I've done some training. So imagine for the first time somebody,
Right.
And
not all training's about self-defense either.
No.
If you're going to own a firearm,
Yes.
you want to know how to manipulate, how to use that firearm for safety reasons, not just
Right.
being able to hit your target. Accidental discharges are a bad thing. And,
Yes,
and
Yes.
if you've ever had one, you really know that. So,
You know what? If you shoot long enough, you're going to do it.
Yeah, it's not when, but or it's not if, but when.
yeah, we're not perfect.
And that's one of the things, the safety rules, right? Like when I'm teaching, I'll say, look, these are the safety rules. And the sad thing is you can get away with breaking one. But if you break two, something bad happens.
Somebody's getting hurt.
Yeah, or the possibilities go up substantially. Hey, you had your finger on the trigger when you shouldn't have, but the gun was on the target and it went off.
Right.
That's different, right? As opposed to you were breaking the 180 with your finger on the trigger and pointing at your friend. Okay, this is not going to be a good day.
Right.
So it's important that people understand these rules and why they exist.
Right.
And that's part of your training also.
Absolutely.
So we're going to come back for one more segment, talk about what we're up against here in California. What else would you say about, give you the last minute here, tell them why Foley?
Well, we really specialize in beginners and basic training. We do take people to the intermediate level, and then I have partners that
More high speed after that.
yeah, more high speed, exactly. One gentleman that works in our store as well, or trains with me sometimes. We don't work for each other. We work with each other. Mike Ortiz of American Firearms Training and Consulting.
I know, Mike.
Yep, and he is more of a high-speed guy. I mean, he's lived it both through military experience and law enforcement experience. So I train with him. We train together. When we get instructors together, we train, and we always practice the safety rules and just try to build that muscle memory and remind ourselves how serious the situation is when you put a firearm in your hand.
Very good. Folks, check them out. What's your website, Mike?
FoleyFirearmstraining.com.
FOLEY, firearmtraining.com. And we'll be right back with our last segment after this.
You know, the